In the small village of Amaka, nestled between lush green hills and flowing rivers, lived a young woman named Uche. Uche was known throughout the village for her kindness and generosity, always ready to lend a helping hand. However, there was one aspect of her life that brought her so much sadness and frustration. It was her appearance. Uche was heavy set, and despite her beautiful heart, no suitor had ever shown interest in her. As the years passed, the whispers and mockeries grew louder, turning her once bright smile into a mask of sorrow. Whenever she walks in the village, the women would say,
Akpakpo, Akpakpo, Akpakpo is coming oh. Clear road for bulldozer. Clear road for bulldozer. No man can marry this heavy duty. Hey, che. Nke ebuka oh. Ibuka. Bulldozer.
all these were words they used to mock her because of her heavy size. Every night, Uche would sit by her window, gazing at the moonlit river that flowed near her house. The river was said to be enchanted, home to mermaids who could grant wishes. Desperate and heartbroken, Uche decided to seek the help of the mermaids. One fateful evening, she made her way to the river bank with her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and hope. The moon was full, casting a glow over the water. Uche knelt by the riverside and called out, "Oh, great mermaid of the river, please hear my plea. I have suffered long enough. Grant me beauty so that I may find love and happiness." For a moment, there was only silence. Then the river began to ripple, and a mermaid appeared. She was breathtaking, with flowing hair and scales that shimmered like precious gems. Her eyes held the wisdom of ages as she looked upon Uche. "You seek beauty to find love, child?" the mermaid asked, her voice melodic and soothing. "Yes," Uche replied, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I am tired of being alone and ridiculed. Please help me." The mermaid regarded Uche thoughtfully. "I can grant you what you wish, but know that beauty alone does not guarantee true happiness. The portion I will give you will make every man who sees you fall deeply in love, but it will come with consequences." Blinded by her desire, Uche nodded eagerly. "I accept whatever consequence that may be," said Uche. The mermaid dipped her hand into the water and produced a small bottle filled with shimmering liquid. "Apply this to your face every morning and your wish will be granted. But remember, love born of enchantment is not true love," said the mermaid to Uche. Uche took the bottle with trembling hands, her heart filled with hope. She thanked the mermaid and hurried back to her home, eager to test the potion's power. The next morning, she followed the mermaid's instruction, carefully applying the potion to her face. As she walked through the village, heads turned, whispers filled the air. Men who had never given her a second glance now approached her, their eyes filled with adoration. Uche could hardly believe it. Her wish had come true. Within weeks, Uche was courted by numerous suitors, each vying for her attention. She felt powerful and beautiful, basking in the love and admiration she had always longed for. But she did not stop at one man. Driven by her greed and desire to make up for lost time, she married several men, one after another. Uche didn't just marry single men. She went ahead and married the husbands of all the women that mocked her. They all left their wives and children for Uche, and she cared less. The village was in an uproar. Wives wailed and pleaded outside Uche's house, begging her to release their husband. But Uche, now consumed by her vanity and the intoxicating power of the potion, ignored their cries. She reveled in her newfound status, her heart hardened to the suffering she was causing. Days turned to weeks, and the lamentation of the abandoned wives grew louder. Uche, once a figure of pity, now was the most envied and revered woman in the village. She could see the pain she had caused, but her longing for love and validation clouded her judgment. With time, the villagers grew more and more desperate. The once tight-knit community was now divided, with families torn apart by Uche's action. The wives, unable to bear the pain any longer, decided to take matters into their own hands. They gathered at the river bank just as Uche had done and called out to the mermaids. The same mermaid who had helped Uche appeared, her expression sober as she listened to the women's plea. We granted Uche's wish, but we warned her of the consequences. Beauty obtained through enchantment cannot bring happiness, the mermaid told them. But our families are falling apart, one of the wives cried. Please, there must be a way to reverse this. The mermaid considered their words, then nodded. There is a way, but it will require great sacrifice and humility from Uche. She must be willing to give up the portion and face the truth of her action. So the wives returned to the village, determined to appeal to Uche's conscience. They found her sitting in her lavish home, surrounded by her enchanted husband, oblivious to the suffering she has caused. With a collective resolve, the women approached her. Uche, one of the Uche, one of the wives began, her voice firm but gentle. You have taken our husband and caused immense pain. The mermaid told us that you can reverse this, but it requires your willingness to give up the portion. Uche looked at them, her heart pounding. For the first time, she truly saw the pain in their eyes and realized the magnitude of her action. The power and beauty she has craved for had thrown the village into sorrow and had brought her nothing but loneliness, as every woman in the village never wanted to be associated with her anymore. Tears welled up in Uche's eyes as she stood and faced the wives. I never meant to cause so much pain. I was blinded by my own desire and loneliness. She retrieved the bottle containing the I never meant to cause so much pain. I was blinded by my own desires and loneliness, Uche said. Then she retrieved the bottle containing the potion and held it out. I will give it up if it means restoring peace to our village, she said. The wives nodded in agreement, their faces softened with hope. Together they returned to the river bank where the mermaid awaited them. Uche knelt down by the river, holding the bottle with trembling hands. Great mermaid, Uche called out, her voice choked with emotion. I am ready to give up the portion. I have seen the harm it has caused and wish to make amends. The mermaid emerged once more, her eyes filled with a mist of sorrow and approval. You have made the right choice, Uche. True beauty comes from within, and love cannot be forced or bought, the mermaid said. With a gentle nod, the mermaid took the bottle and poured its contents into the river. The water shimmered and glowed for a moment, then returned to its normal state. Uche felt a strange sense of relief wash all over her, as if a great weight had been lifted from her heart. The enchantment was broken. The men, now freed from the potion spell, blinked in confusion as they realized where they were. Slowly they returned to their families, embracing their wives and children with tears of joy and relief. Uche stood by the river bank, watching the reunion with heavy heart. She knew she had a long road of redemption ahead of her, but she was determined to make amends. The village, though still wary, saw the sincerity in her eyes and offered her a chance to prove herself. In the months that followed, Uche worked tirelessly to rebuild the trust she had broken. She helped the families she had torn apart, using her kindness and generosity to mend the wounds she had caused. Though the road to forgiveness was long, she never wavered, determined to become the person she had always been beneath the surface. As time passed, the village slowly healed. The wounds of the past were not forgotten, but they were forgiven. Uche found a new sense of purpose, not in the determination of men, but in genuine love and respect for her community. She learned that true beauty lay not in appearance, but in her actions and the love she gave to others. One evening, as she watched the sun set from the window of her hut, a man approached her and said, My name is Chinedu. May I speak with you? Intrigued, Uche nodded, and as they talked, Uche felt a connection forming between them. Chinedu felt the same way too. With time, Uche and Chinedu relationship blossomed into a deep and abiding love built on honesty and mutual respect. They married in a small but joyful ceremony attended by friends and family. Uche, once scorned for her appearance, found happiness not through magic but through the genuine affection of a man who saw her true beauty. And so the moral of the story is that true happiness and love come from within, and that the most powerful enchantment of all is a kind and generous heart. We should avoid body shaming people because we don't know the extent of damage that the words that come out of our mouth can hurt people. Also, we should learn that true happiness and love come from within, and that the most powerful enchantment of all is a kind and generous heart. I hope you enjoyed the story. I hope you learned something. Please, I would love to know from the comment section. Kindly drop your comment, and please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please kindly subscribe, drop your comments, like, share. Please don't leave without subscribing. Your subscription helps my channel to grow. Please help this little channel to grow. Thank you so much.